You know, after complaining about how long these take in real life to do, I completely forgot these barrels existed already. And given that we are at 5 real days on these, I wonder if we're going to get anything usable out of any of these. I guess let's pop them open and see, huh? You know, I don't actually like the fact that you automatically jam the bottles in if it's empty. But it looks like so far these work correctly, even if they are kind of slow. And food-wise, they seem to generate a decent amount. So I guess we are going to have to try these at some point to see if they turned out okay. But so far these just seem like potions with extra steps. Because extra steps are what we're here for in another episode of Statech Industry. Alright, so yeah, obviously this is not going to be an episode about Ad Astra like I had intended to do. To be completely honest, I wanted to do it, but I know that exploring the planets is going to be a long, kind of tedious process. It's not even all the huge infrastructure effort that it takes just to get the rockets made. It's going to be the exploration stuff that I just don't kind of want to deal with right now. So instead, we're going to go down a rabbit hole that I have no idea is how deep it is, and we're going to go do some more Spectrum today. Yep, this could be horrible. I have no idea what I'm getting into. But if we come into the Spectrum chapter, obviously we just cleared all of this out, and when I was replacing some torches outside my base, I immediately found a 4-leaf clover, so we actually opened this up, which opened up the 7-league boots we found earlier. So given that I can see the recipe now, although we can't make it because I can't make liquid crystal, maybe we should see if we can actually equip these now. Oh, there we go. Doesn't really feel like I'm going all that much faster though. But enchanting them for power supposedly makes them... Well, this sure doesn't seem like it can be enchanted. That's disappointing. I wonder what that's about then. Maybe there's another way to do it with Spectrum itself, but that was supposed to be able to take the power enchant. See, right here. I don't actually understand. So, yeah, these are just going to go back in the box. Anyway, in an attempt to move forward, we're going to go look into the next actual step, which is the new hotness. And I have no idea what this is, but apparently there's ore in the nether under the lava, so I'd assume it's just probably at a low Z-axis, maybe? I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Hopefully my scanner can see it. And actually, before we go, I probably should set up the titration barrel with a couple more things that we may not have eaten yet. And I did find one in particular that's probably a good one, although there are some of these other alternate ones that are 48 hours. But there is, more importantly, the enchanted golden apple, which requires 72 real-life hours, and I happen to have exactly 4 of these right now, probably found from either dungeon loot or loot chests or something previously. Now that said, I haven't actually eaten one of these yet, but these can actually be made in the Fusion Shrine, and it's not too bad, although we do need 4 shimmer stone blocks, so that gets expensive, but we're only ever going to need to make 1 more of these. So in there they go. Alright, with that nonsense out of the way, let's go to the Nether. Okay, I probably should actually make sure I've got the scanner with me. There we go. You know what, just looking at the Spectrum mod in REI here, it's probably this Stratine ore right here. So now I at least sort of know what I'm looking for. Not that this tells me where I can get it. Oh, but there it is. Immediately saw some on the scanner. It appears to be all over. We just have to go down some. Or just straight over, because it looks like it's right in that direction. Like right in front of me even. Well, that was simple. And here I was expecting this to take all afternoon, potentially. Well, this is interesting. If I'm carrying those blocks, I can't jump high enough to get up a step here. Like if we throw these out, all of a sudden I can go again. Weird. Wonder if I put it in my backpack. Yeah, that works. So we can just dump it into the dank or something then, maybe. Yeah, auto-collecting it with the dank actually appears to work fine, so now I finally have a use for the dank. Alright, we got a full stack of it pretty quickly down there. It didn't take that long, just due to how fast the netherrack mines now. So that should be pretty easy. We just need to go process some of it, I think. Or maybe just fortune pickaxe it. Yeah, let's do that to see how much ore we get first. Well, that looks like it got us 11 fragments and 2 of these gems from 8 of them. And it looks like if we were to smelt it, it would only get us the fragments. So I guess we need to fortune pickaxe them. Not that I'm seeing any use for the gems here, trying to get into it in REI. Maybe I just can't see it yet, though. Alright, but that opened up the next section, which, well, we've already got that. These are mermaid gems, which we found in the ocean. They grow in plants down under there. And I've never had shears anytime I've gone there, so maybe I should go get some, though. But I've already got some in storage. Not a whole lot of them, though. This also opened up the Enderman one, which are these radiating ender blocks, which I've been picking up over time, and I've got 10 of those as well, just in the random Enderman that I've seen. So we've got a couple couple new wings we can explore here, as well as finally being able to make the liquid crystal bucket. There's also some other miscellaneous stuff here we might want to look into, like the Potions Workshop or the Cinderhearth. Thankfully, I do know where I saw some of those mermaid grasses because I saw them when I was exploring near the swamp where I got the frogs for the frog lights from, so we just shouldn't need to go wander around here until I see some of them again. Yeah, here you can see some of the mermaid gems just floating on the surface that I just picked up, which means there should be some of them. Yep, there they are, right there. So let's go ahead and bring some of these home this time. Okay, I was testing this with the bottle of time, and it does seem to speed them up, and this does pull them into the vacuum hopper, which means now we can go find a home for this somewhere in my base. Yeah, I guess this is as good a spot as any. Alright, so now to actual progression. So I've got kind of a dilemma. I've looked through the various options here, and much like the Cinderhearth, which is blocked off, a lot of this stuff seems blocked off. And I took a look at all of the new entries in the actual Spectrum book here, and I think the main thing that we haven't done that we need to do at this point is the liquid crystal. This might be gating everything else. So this is at least simple to make. I guess this is what we're doing, huh? So pink and yellow. Well, that doesn't look like it actually unlocked anything useful, so I am a little baffled. Yeah, this is actually really kind of... Oh, you know what? It is, it's probably gated behind the bottle of failing, which this one's dangerous. And this requires the onyx powder that we had previously, as well as some of the Stratine that we just got. All right, let's try this again. Oh, and I realized I never showed that I actually put the crafting accelerators on here. The structure upgrade section of the Spectrum book does show you where they need to go, although it can be kind of hard to see, but it's the corners of the fusion one or on top of those blocks for the pigment pedestal, like right there. So hopefully now that we have this made, we should go use it on a block somewhere nowhere near our base and see how this goes. I'm going to do this out near spawn because this isn't near my base, and if anything goes wrong, this at least is not my problem. We put this on and I believe it starts converting all of the blocks around it, and it just can run out of control. There we go. That was actually pretty fast, yeah. But I know this can like go dig deep and hard, so like we need to be careful here. Well, the Silk Touch pickaxe just appears to have broken it. This doesn't seem to be spreading nearly as fast as I was led to believe. Basically, what little I've seen of this, it seemed to work like Taint does from Thaumcraft, where it just slowly spreads and consumes everything in the area. Yeah, there it goes again. So it's not quick. Let's try the Fortune pickaxe. That also appears to have gotten me nothing. It looks like if we go up to this next quest book chapter up here, it wants to convert obsidian. So let me go back to my base and go get some, and we'll see how this goes. All right, let's see if this works any differently this time. Oh, wow, that was really, really fast. So let's try first Silk Touch for one. That got me some crystals, 2 of them. Let's try Fortune on the other one. And that got me a whole 1. So kind of feels like Fortune doesn't do anything here. So I guess let me grab these and destroy this block, and we can worry about setting this up permanently somewhere else at some point. Oh boy, that opened up a large chunk of an area though. Although this claims we don't understand it in this recipe, which is very strange. Doing this, however, appears to have opened up a bunch of other stuff here at least. You know, I'm still gated on some of this stuff, but I'm realizing I also didn't make the brown sapling, so maybe this is the magic thing that will unlock all of the stuff, huh? Alright, once more, let's try this again. Well, that had an achievement attached to it, so I have a sneaking suspicion. And yep, another achievement when I picked up my first pigment, so yeah. Yeah, this is looking suspiciously like this might have been it this time. You know, or not. I still can't see the Cinderhearth. I'm not gonna lie, progression in this particular mod is really kind of annoying and frustrating. Yeah, which that opened up another one, which this is now night sky becomes clear, and you can see shooting stars with your spyglass. We'll see how this goes, I guess. So we need a spyglass, though. I guess that would make this now a good time to make the crescent clock to help deal with the moon stuff. Alright, let's see how this works, or if it does. It does not. Yeah, I don't know if this just shows moon phases or if it only works at night. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. While we wait for night, let's look into something new, the fabrication chest. which looks like a way of automating the pigment pedestal, but I'm not entirely certain because this is, I have no clue what this does, but it's pretty easy to make. The big thing is just Stratine and red. Okay, and this thing looks like it just holds multiple crafting patterns, so I don't know how this works. Has an interesting animation though. But there are instructions in here. I am still not entirely certain how this works unless it just has to be placed inside the pigment pedestal area. But it's now nighttime, so I guess it's time to go figure out the stargazing thing. And maybe the crescent clock. Looks like there's a moon pattern on it, so maybe that's all that it actually does is tell you which phase of the moon it is in case you can't see it. Although I would not have guessed that that was a half moon. But right-clicking the clock doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so from what I understand, just looking in the spyglass should let me see a shooting star, maybe? It's supposed to happen every night, not that I'm seeing one. And of course, while I had my quest book open and wasn't recording, one just drops straight on the ground right in front of me. What do I do here? Do I just pickaxe it? Oh, yeah, it moves around. Weird. Well, that got me 3 Stardust, so hopefully this was the actual issue this time. Oh, and a star fragment. Fancy. So this looks like it didn't do it. It looks like the main thing this gets you is ethereal blocks that let you walk through, but doesn't let other things through. Which, you know, I probably could use for my doors here. I don't know if it completely hides the blocks or not, though. But now I'm starting to think that I missed an obvious step here, and that's with the color picker and the ink stuff. Because this does consume ink, and I'm starting to think that might be what it is. Have I mentioned lately how weirdly annoyed I am that I can't figure out what I need to do to progress, despite the fact that the quest book shows all of this stuff being interconnected? Yeah. So I guess let's do the color picker. Alright, I think by now you know how this goes. And with that, we almost certainly have to make an ink flask and fill some of it up, which is just a pigment surrounded by glass and shimmerstone. Alright, assuming I understand how this works, and I might very well not, we put the color picker down, we add a flask and a color, and it fills up the ink flask with that color. And it looks like there's still some in the reservoir here. That's probably fine. I wonder what happens if we add a different pigment to it. Does it store them? Aha, it just stores them as a slice, and then we can pick what we want out of that. That's interesting. Okay, so we have orange ink now, though. And hallelujah, there it is. Now we can finally make the Cinderhearth. So yeah, the ink magic was the gate. It wasn't explicitly a gate. It wasn't defined well as a gate. It wasn't really flagged in the quest book or the Spectrum manual as a gate. Alright, well, so let's take a look at the direction that we can actually go in now, because now we have the Cinderhearth available to us. A whole bunch of miscellaneous things we can make. We have the Mermaid gem direction here, but I don't think there's anything explicit we need here other than we can try the potion workshop. There are the frostbite crystal, the blazing crystal, and the rune gets made from the liquid crystal bucket, which it has to do with the flowing liquids touching certain materials. We could try that. I have the knowledge gem that we got from the quest loot boxes the other day, and that unlocked the enchanter, which we don't have the recipe for yet. There is the Enderman direction up here, which tails into the other new material, and another ore up here. And then there's the unstable and dangerous chapter, which there is a big huge warning that says be very careful if there's anything around your shrine, because there's going to be some cleanup. So we're probably gonna have to make a secondary shrine somewhere to possibly blow up. I don't know how this works, and I don't trust it. So I guess the first thing is let's take a quick look at the Cinderhearth recipes and see if this is even something we want to pursue. Well, there's recipes we don't have unlocked in it. Those might be relevant, but these first few, other than having a slight side effect of diamonds or glowstone or Certus into silicon, just doesn't seem honestly all that useful. So I think we're going to make it to fulfill the quest to see if it opens up other stuff. And thankfully this isn't too hard to make, other than needing a bunch of blocks and a decent chunk of lava here. I will say that this is one of the uses of the Stratine gems that we couldn't see before, at least. And we do have a recipe to fabricate it now, but it uses up onyx powder, so I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, I don't actually know what to do with this, so I think I'm just going to put it over here by my other furnaces and macerators. And it's a fairly sizable, chunky multi-block here. Alright, and now we have the Cinderhearth. It was a little bit of a pain to construct because the visualizer made it hard to see what was actually going on. Well, folks, I think this is about the point where I'm going to call it for the episode, though, because even though it felt like I didn't make a whole lot of progress today, we did make it a long ways through Spectrum, even though I didn't really get a whole lot of usable stuff today. We're just going to have to live with that as it is, and hopefully be able to move towards the Enchanter next time, which is really where I want to get to. So, if you found this episode interesting and entertaining, please consider like or subscribe if you're new. As always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.